Good evening and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am Anifat Ismail. The news headlines. Tinubu tax panel proposes VAT removal on food, education and healthcare. Onigbin Rainstorm victims receive relief materials from Kwara government. Bill to review judicial officer salaries, allowances, scale second reading internet. Representatives urge implementation of cybercrime levy by CBN. Minister seeks more funding for mining sector. Representatives to probe procurement process of coastal highway. Polytechnic's curriculum reviewed to drive entrepreneurship. NCDC reports 7,842 measles, 4,266 meningitis cases, and on sport. NFF explains why Finidi was named Super Eagles coach. Now the news in details. Large number of food items, medications, educational materials and other items are to be exempted from value-added tax. The federal government plans to streamline taxes and improve their business environment. Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, led by Taiwo Oyedele, at a policy exposure and impact assessment session, said a series of proposals were aimed at streamlining Nigeria's tax system, reducing burdens on businesses and consumers, and ultimately stimulating economic growth. Oyedele outlined the committee's recommendations, which included a significant expansion of VAT exemptions and potential overhaul of the current consumption tax structure. The victims of the recent rainstorm in Onigbin town is in local government area of Kwara State have received relief materials from Kwara State government through the State Emergency Management Agency. During the handing over, SEMA Secretary, Mr. Sadu Mashud Magaji, commended the community for their patience and understanding throughout the ordeal. He appreciated the Onigbin of Onigbin for his leadership style. Magaji reviewed that the governor of Kwara State, Malam Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, had instructed his team to deliver 100 bundles of roofing sheets, 20 packs of roofing nails and 30 cartons of sack nails to the victims of the rainstorm. Speaking with Justeventonline TV, Onigbin of Onigbin, Oba Kamadin Tayo, expressed his gratitude to the state government for prioritizing the people and prompt response to the plight of the community.
What Tinubu community, what until governors can be, let's say, 3 weeks ago, you can't run nílẹ̀ to jẹ́ pé òjò lágbára gidi tó jẹ́ pé ó sì gbogbo ilé kódà owó mosque tó dẹ̀ port. To our surprise, ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ ní báyìí nísìnyí a discover pé governor rán àwọn SEMA náà wá pẹ̀lú commissioner láti wá fún wa ní 100 bundles of broken bag so láti then 30 ìṣó then 20 pali of ìṣó náà tí wọ́n fi ń kan ilé. Inú Onigbin dùn gidigidi because irú kan báyìí kò tíì ṣẹlẹ̀ rí fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ tó jẹ́ pé ó ṣẹlẹ̀, inú wa dùn gidi gan. So inú Onigbin dùn. Ẹni tí ó bá dẹ̀ ṣe dáadáa ó yẹ ká jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé ó mọ̀ náà ni. Tí governor ṣe ó yá wa lórí ó sì dùn mọ́ wa. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó máa tẹ̀síwájú àti ilé àtọ̀nà wọn Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́. Ọlọ́run tó ti ṣe wọ́n lásìwájú kò ní sọ wọ́n di.
Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mrs. Thomas Toyosi, during the presentation, also expressed satisfaction over positive results of the government's response.
Well, on the 8th of April, Onigbin was really affected by a bad thunderstorm, which affected so many homes, shops, school, mosque, and the community reached out to the government through SEMA, and we came here immediately to inspect the level of damage. I was with them, and in less than 3 weeks, they are back with materials to support the people that were affected. So I think that's a big plus for the government in terms of responsiveness, but most importantly, the timing. So we're thankful to our Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak, for always prioritizing the welfare of Kwarans. And we just want to let him know that we appreciate him a lot.
Bill for an act to upwardly review salaries, allowances, and other fringe benefits of those working in the Nigerian judiciary has passed a second reading in the upper legislative chamber on Thursday. The executive bill, sponsored by the majority leader of the Senate, Michael Bamidele Okoyemi, scaled second reading after he highlighted the general principles, saying it will boost the morale of judicial officers and curb corruption of eventually passed. Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barau also praised President Bola Tinubu for forwarding a bill that has to do with the welfare of judicial officers. The House of Representatives on Thursday directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to immediately halt the implementation of the cybercrime levy introduced by the Apex Bank in compliance with the provisions of the Cybercrime Act. The House said the circular by the Apex Bank was prone to misinterpretation by Nigerians as it negates the spirit and letters of Section 44, subsection 2A of the Cybercrime Act, which specify those who are expected to pay the levy. Adoption, a movie of urgent public importance, moved by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda on behalf of the entire members. The House asked the Central Bank to immediately withdraw its earlier circular on the implementation of the levy and issue another circular in love with the provision of the Act. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, has made a case for an increased funding for its industry in order to enhance its capacity to carry out detailed exploration of the nation's vast mineral deposit. He made a case during an investigative hearing of the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals, while soliciting for support of the nation's upper chamber of the National Assembly. Alake identified the twin issues of poor funding for exploration and insecurity as the main challenges hampering the development of the mining sector, whilst limiting its role as a pivot of diversification of the economy. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the procurement process of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. This followed the adoption of a motion of urgent national importance moved by Austin Akado during plenary on Thursday. Akado maintained that the contract award did not follow the due process and did not get approval from the National Assembly. The National Board for Technical Education has reviewed the curriculum for polytechnics across the country. The board, while announcing the review, also reiterated the importance of entrepreneurship development for youth in addressing the nation's unemployment challenges. The Executive Secretary of the board, Professor Idris Bugajam, who disclosed this in Abuja on Wednesday, emphasized that entrepreneurship plays a critical role in the ability of graduates to either secure jobs or become self-employed. No fewer than 7,842 suspected cases of measles have been reported in Nigeria from January to March 31st. The cases were reported from 34 states and the Federal Capital Territory and across 631 local government areas in the country. Released by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, disclosed that cerebrospinal meningitis situation report shows that 4,260 suspected cases and 339 deaths have been reported across 23 states and the Federal Capital Territory since the beginning of 2023-2024 season. The last on the news is sport. The Nigeria Football Federation has said new Super Eagles manager Finidi judged impressive record as coach and handed him the job. Revealing what stood out for the ex-Aja winger, NFF Director of Communications Ademola Olajire stated that his experience working as an assistant coach to Portuguese manager Jose Pesiro was crucial. And that will be all on Just Event Online News at 9. Here's a recap of that story. Tinubu tax panel proposes VAT removal on food, education and healthcare. Onigbin Rainstorm victims receive relief materials from Kwara government. Bill to review judicial officer salaries, allowances, scale second reading in Senate. Representatives halt implementation of cybercrime levy by CBN. Minister seeks more funding for mining sector. Representatives to probe procurement process of coastal highway. Polytechnic curriculum review to drive entrepreneurship. NCDC reports 7,842 measles, 4,266 meningitis cases. And on sport, NFF explains why Finidi was named Super Eagles coach. Thank you for watching Just Event Online News. Remember, doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Just Event Online. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Anifat Ismail. Good night.